So today is a bit of a follow-up to my art journey video. I want to talk about my 2025 art goals. I know it's a little bit late in the year, but I guess that just means I'll have a few months less than everybody else to achieve those goals, because I'm not waiting till January 2026 to start another New Year's resolution. That's just a bit silly. And I'm recording in my car today because I live in these apartment complexes here, and there's some construction going on next door, so it's pretty terrible. And it's a beautiful day. You know, it's 7 degrees Canadian, and the snow is starting to melt. And yeah, there's going to be beautiful times ahead, and I look forward to getting out to take some photos, to get inspiration for future artwork. As I mentioned previously, my big goal for the end of this year is to have a defined art style that speaks to me, that comes naturally, an art style that's comfortable, and that I could work in all day long with no issues. That said, part of that goal entails learning different media. I really want to learn charcoal. It seems like a really loose medium, and I look forward to just kind of sketching out ideas with it. I'd like to put my watercolor paints to use. I've had those for a while, and I even bought some more recently. I couldn't help myself. They were metallic, they were iridescent. I'm a sucker for those kind of things. I will definitely putting those on black paper and seeing what comes out of it. I'm really looking forward to that. And also to put that drawer of Liquitex paints to use, those acrylic paints. What I understand, acrylic is a really forgiving medium, and you can do all kinds of things with it, so I do look forward to trying that out. Another thing I need to get grips on is maybe some art fundamentals, you know, that boring stuff that art students really hate, like color theory and anatomy of objects, not necessarily human anatomy. Just understanding how objects are constructed would be really helpful. Try to break everything down into cylinders and spheres and things like that. I'm not gonna go super crazy with it unless it really sucks me in. But the point is to have enough of a foundation to work from. I don't want to be stuck again needing to copy everything that I want to make, because then it's not mine anymore. I'd like to get a sketchbook going, maybe not necessarily to practice drawing in, more to collect ideas. I'm going to jot down things that grab my attention, things I'm interested in bookmarking for later, images of textures, trying out mark making with all those media that I have. That could be really interesting and a good point of reference for when I want to use them later. I also want to do some drawings, but really fast drawings, like 20-minute drawings, to get me used to just capturing the essence of the subject rather than trying to capture every single detail about it, because I'm really detail obsessed, and I find I have a hard time knowing when to stop, especially when I'm doing those pastel pieces that I showed you in my journey video. And I definitely want to take the time to study other artists and what they're doing, because art's not created in a vacuum. You have to get inspiration from somewhere. I'm gonna try to take a look at artists that do art in styles that I would never dream of doing, that maybe aren't necessarily my cup of tea, because that's how we expand our horizons, by giving new things a chance. And I really think I could benefit from that this year. And who knows, maybe it'll turn out that I'll like something and it'll take my art in a new direction. In tandem with that, I am still going to continue to work on pastel pieces because it's something I know I enjoy doing. And maybe I'll see it start to evolve while I experiment with other techniques and other mediums. And I mean, we'll see where it goes from there. I did do a pet portrait for someone earlier this year, and it would be really nice to get more of those. It would be an excuse to exactly copy the subject without feeling guilty, because that's the whole point of a commissioned portrait, right? And I had a good time doing that, and she was really happy with her commission. Maybe it'll be something I actively post to try to get some commissions about that, but I mean, that's not what I'll be doing here on this channel. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to sell you my pet portraits. And also this year, it's maybe not necessarily art related, but it kind of is. I have to practice loving myself a little more and giving myself some grace. because I really kind of crap on myself about not doing any art for the better part of 15 years, and I feel like I've wasted a lot of time. But I gotta tell myself that it just wasn't the right time for me, and this is my new start. This is gonna be my year to get my art practice back and learn and grow in the ways that I need to become a better artist. And obviously I look forward to sharing this journey with all of you, because I will be documenting that on this channel, and hopefully you'll also learn something from it and that it could help you. That would be amazing. Even if I helped one person get unstuck and try something new, that would be fantastic. So in the comments, tell me what are some of your art goals for this year. I'm really interested to know, and maybe we can give each other some ideas. Well, I've given myself quite a list of things to do. I better get to it. Thanks for sticking with me. Like and subscribe to follow my journey, and hopefully it will inspire you on your journey. Start now. You can do it.